Hey immendham, I'm going to make a video reply to the video that you replied back to me, and I just wanted to give you a little view out here because I'm in Kentucky. Unlike where I'm from, it's nothing but desert, so it's very beautiful out here. And I went potato picking and squash picking, and I ran into the mountain neighborhood dog named Rascal, and he's so cute. Runs around and pees on cows and dumpsters. He's just so funny. And right now there are fireflies out here, so perhaps you get a glimpse of them back here. Hopefully you do. They're really pretty. I've never seen them in real life, but until now. But let's get on to the video that you had done. In 21 seconds, you start to say that I conceded to the consciousness. I wasn't quite clear on what you were saying. If I was conceding to the consciousness being separate from the body or one. I just wanted to make it clear that I was saying that the consciousness is in existence, but separate from the body. And 58 seconds into your video, you begin to explain determinism, which I would say was accurate. We can't take credit for what or who we are. And then in 1 minute and 27 seconds you say California would argue, I think. I'd really like to examine that phrase, I think. It's quite popular by Descartes, I think, therefore I am. And I would really agree with him. I would have no idea why you would use it if it meant nothing to you, because you seem quite practical. It seems as if you'd like to be practical, and so I just don't understand that vocabulary. Along with other vocabulary usage you displayed in all your videos and Stickam, and there are things that are just non-negotiable when you come to vocabulary in a deterministic world, such as influence, discourage, perception, change, depends, effect, right, and ego, and option. Those are just words meant for free will. And 1 minute and 35 seconds you use the word depends, and like I said, there is no negotiating in this, because it either is or it isn't, especially in a deterministic world. There is no judgment, and you just can't, you have no right, you have no ability to do it. As you always say, they have control of everything, your cells do, so it doesn't even matter. And in 203 you say you can deter it. Well, I'd like to know how this is done. If everything is deterministic, how can we think? How can we have any values on thinking if everything is just meant to be, if everything is just programmed, if there's nothing we can do about it? 213, you said affect and influence how people behave. Once again, I don't know how this is done in a deterministic world. And in 2 minutes and 52 seconds you said you can judge them. It would also go along with what I previously said. You can't judge anyone if it's not valued for anything, and it's not valued if it's programmed to happen. I mean, you don't feel bad if a lion eats a gazelle, because they don't have any of this, they don't have this conscious moment to step back and evaluate the situation. And it's not that I think people are better than animals. I don't value them higher than animals, but I think that we're all equally as valuable. I just value life, and but I don't feel this emotional towards them when they do their things to survive, because they don't have this conscious to say, oh, what I'm doing is hurting and suffering people. And that's the difference between me and a lion. So I don't understand how you can be deterministic, yet you think you can judge somebody. or any other situation, if you can judge even the simplest things of whether a house should be painted yellow or not. And then let's see, in 3 minutes and 10 seconds to 3 minutes and 18 seconds, you describe a form of consciousness, and I wanted to know how it was possible. So I have a couple questions for you, and then I'll do the syllogism again, because I don't think people understood me, because I got a couple comments that just seemed like they didn't understand what I was saying, and perhaps it was because I was very nervous about my first video that was such a heavy topic. So the first question is, how do you believe in consciousness? Do you believe it's separate from the body, or it is in the body? I would like a clear yes or no answer, like yes it is separate, no it is not separate. And then if you'd like, then explain. And then if it is that you do believe that it is inside the body, then I would like evidence for that, where it begins. And you did mention in Stickam about the subconscious, and at the time I didn't have any answers for that because I was having a ditz moment, but then I did a little bit of talking, and then I realized, oh goodness, it's part of the conscious anyways, so if you could just point out where the conscious ends and begins, and then therefore stick in the subconscious, maybe we can work with something. And then the second question is, how can you account for having any rights if you have a deterministic world? Like I said, you can't have any judgment value, so let's say we did have judgment value in a deterministic world, how can you account for these? Like, how do you account for someone saying you can't hurt somebody? And the third question is, how can you account for absolute truths? You use absolute truth all the time, and you say it's the simple truth. So how can you account for these? The age-old question is always why, and that's what I'm asking. Why would you account for these things, and why would they matter? And then the syllogism that I have for you, I did before in the video, but like I said, I don't think people really understood, and I'll give it to you right now. It's, let's see. Premise 1. All cells are chemically programmed to function throughout their entire existence. Premise 2. My body is made of cells. Then you have the conclusion, which is therefore I am programmed. This is what I see a lot in deterministic people. This is the syllogism, which means the reasoning of why you're giving it, and the conclusion. But the hidden premise, which is something that is the basic wrench in the situation thrown in there, it's the hidden premise, which is I am my cells. And the I is very important because it represents consciousness. So if you could really just answer all those questions that I gave you and use a syllogism, everything will be A-okay. And we'll have some things to talk about. But other than that, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time.